What's going on, guys? Welcome back into the channel. Today we have a very interesting question that kind of opens a Pandora's box. So thank you so much for being here. If you get value out of this video, like it, subscribe to the channel, and let's get right into it. So here's the question. It says, it finally happened to me. Finally happened. Finally happened. A close friend used another agent to buy. I've been working my SOI hard, but need to add another source for closings. What have you used or done that has led to deals? So I think pretty much any experienced agent has gone through this. I certainly have gone through this. And it's this gut punch of someone in your sphere of influence, a friend, a family member, using somebody else in a real estate transaction. It sucks. It hurts. It's happened to me. I've been there. But I want to break down why I think that happens. And number one, why I think maybe you shouldn't feel as crappy as you feel. But number two, how you can avoid it and how you can get to a place where the people in your sphere, in your circle, feel more comfortable using you as their agent. Because the reality is, if you're in the industry for any extended period of time, this is probably going to happen to you. And here's how you can avoid it. So point number one, here's what I found early on in my career. I mean, I got in real estate back in 2012. I was 21 years old, but I looked like I was 13. And it was difficult because I had to prove myself. I had to kind of make my way in business when I looked super young. I didn't have any experience. I wasn't a good communicator. And so I had a lot of things going against me. And because of that, friends and family members used other agents. And at first, in the same way, I had the same feeling as this individual. I was upset. I was sad. It really made me question things. I felt some type of way towards them. And I realized over time, and my mentor at the time really helped me understand this, but this business is a meritocracy. And just because you have your license doesn't entitle you to anything. Just because your license doesn't mean anybody has to use you, even your friends and family members. And the reality is that if your friend uses another agent, it's because that agent did something that you didn't. And sometimes that's difficult to hear because we say, well, he's my friend. He knows what I do. Why would he use somebody else? You kind of feel betrayed a little bit. But at the end of the day, the agent that was chosen for a reason. And so it's this element of respect for everybody's decision-making freedom that if they chose somebody else, there's a reason for that. Now, what could that reason be? Maybe that other agent provided more value. Maybe they were more present. Maybe they explained things in a way that resonated. Maybe they were just available. I mean, I know in my personal life, I've had friends that have used other agents because they think that I'm too busy. So in the past, I have not done a good job at communicating that I'm looking for more clients, that I'm looking for more buyers and sellers. And so for a season in my career a few years ago, I was doing a lot of speaking, I was doing a lot of coaching, I was doing a lot of different things. And so there were people in my sphere of influence that because I didn't communicate well enough that I was open and available to take on new clients, they made the assumption that I was too busy. And so maybe you want to take a look at what is the messaging that you are putting out there. And sometimes agents get this wrong because we want to portray all this success. And either we don't have it, or even if we do, a lot of people may translate that to, oh, he's too busy, he's not available. I'd rather go with somebody that maybe I don't know as well, or maybe isn't even as good, but is available. So I can speak from personal experience that could be a problem. Now, obviously, I don't know this individual. I don't know what they're going through or the way that they communicate, but that is what it has been for me. That's point number one. Point number two is that often your friends and family members aren't as comfortable as you may believe they are with you being all up in their business. Because as real estate agents, even though we're not lenders, we know their budget. We know how much they make to a certain degree. We know how much they can pay. We know all of these things. The lender might inform us if there's a credit issue or if there's something there. And so oftentimes your friends or family members may not want you to have access to that kind of information. Also something that happened to me. early on in my career, I think this was year 2 or year 3, one of my family members used another agent. And we were at a family gathering and they approached me and they apologized for it. But they said that they felt embarrassed because their credit score was low. And so they went with someone that didn't know them because at the time, they didn't want me to know that they had bad credit. And so again, that spoke to a lack of my own communication skills in that moment to make people feel comfortable that even if there's something there, I could help them navigate it. But when you talk about friends and family, it's a different dynamic. Not everybody's going to want you to be all up in their business, and that's okay. That's something that you have to understand. I had to learn that the hard way. So when somebody says it finally happened to me, it's because you often hear these stories and you hear of agents that say, oh, my friend went over there, my friend didn't use me, my friend listed with someone else. And so instead of being angry or instead of putting yourself down, in my opinion, what you should do is take an objective look at your communication, how you're actually providing value to the people in your sphere of influence, and are you maybe communicating a message that isn't conducive to new business? It might not be conducive to new business, even if it doesn't matter how you feel. It doesn't matter what you think. What it matters is the perception that you're giving off. So think about that. And whenever this happens, understand this is a meritocracy. What role did I play in not being chosen? And how can I avoid that in the future?